What up, gang? It's your boy Kevin Bacon, back at it with another video. In this video, I want to talk to you guys about how to get a coding job. What skills do you need? How good do you need to be? What kind of job types there are that you can be going for? And how do you start? Let's go ahead and get into it. So I want to break this video up into 3 different parts. I want to talk about the job types that you can go for, the different levels of jobs that you can go for. And I want to talk about some tactics and some little things that you can do to kind of help your progress towards getting the job. I really think there are like 5 solid types of coding jobs. There's content management / specialist jobs, front-end developer jobs, back-end developer jobs, full-stack developer jobs, and mobile developer jobs. Those are all different job types and they all really have different skill sets, but they all coexist together. So it's important to understand what each one of those do so that you know when you're going to apply for jobs, you know what kind of jobs you should be applying for based off of the skill set that you already have. For example, maybe you have a skill set with HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. You know how to build web pages from scratch, and you're applying for content manager or content specialist jobs. Those are great jobs, but it might not be exactly where you're at in terms of skill level. You might be one step up from that, which is a front-end developer. That job doesn't really require you to have any sort of coding experience. A GUI, graphical user interface, if you've ever heard of like WordPress, Squarespace, Wix, those are GUIs. Content management or content specialist, you're going to be only using something like that. You don't need any code to make anything like that work. So right now you can go and get a job doing that with 0 coding experience. If you have a little bit of coding experience, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, you know how to build web pages, or maybe you know how to build mobile apps, you could actually probably qualify for a good front-end engineer job. Maybe you've just been working with SQL, databases, maybe you know Python, Java. In that case, you might actually be better suited for a back-end developer job. So you would maybe go in that career path. If you got experience with both of those, full stack development could be the way to go. So really understanding the different job types that there are is super helpful to kind of match your skills up and start applying to jobs that go with that. Next, let's talk about levels. Now, there are lots of different levels within the programming hierarchy. I'm just going to give you a few. There's intern, junior, mid-level, senior, staff engineer, principal engineer. Now, y'all ain't going to be nowhere near principal engineer if you're watching this video, but that's okay because neither am I.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
But you might be wondering, okay, where do you fall on that list? Let me show you.
To start paying Don Lito protection. So everything you owe me, you owe him.
How you figure that?
Simple. The food chain. You see, on top there's Don Lino.
Right.
There's me. And there's regular fish.
Oh, that's me.
No. There's plankton. There's single-cell amoebas.
Oh, then there's me.
I'm getting there. There's coral. There's rocks. There's whale poo. And then there's you.
That's messed up.
Moral of the story is just start applying to jobs. You're always going to be below whale poo until you start applying. Now, back to your regularly scheduled broadcast.
Every company is different. They all hire based off of different standards. In today's day and age, programming titles are super inflated, meaning you may have someone who is really truly a junior developer, but they have the job title of a mid-level developer. So it's really important not to get scared when you're looking at job title names. Make sure you read the whole description because you might find out that you're qualified for a mid-level position when it's really a junior level position. But if you have absolutely 0 experience and you have nowhere to start with an internship. Usually they will hire people on after assuming that you do good as a full-time or part-time employee. So internship could be a really great path to start. Maybe you need some money, have time to do an internship or whatever. Look for junior level jobs. Okay, so at this point you're like, okay, cool, job types, job levels, whatever, all that's cool. But how do I know if I'm personally ready? Obviously, this is a video, so I'm not going to be able to look at your resume and look at your credentials and be able to be like, you're ready. But here's what I can tell you. If you're trying to be a web developer, if you can build a website from scratch, you're ready. If you're trying to be a mobile developer, if you can build a mobile app from scratch, you're ready. If you can build an application from scratch, of course you're going to need Google, but if you can do that and you can speak intelligently to it, talk about the things that you have done, even if it's not at an extremely high level, but if you can speak to what you've done and what you've created, ready. If you're running around using ChatGPT to help you code everything, you might not be ready. Make sure you can do those things on your own and make sure you can explain. When you can do all those things, you're definitely ready to go out and get a job. So how do you start? Think about your goal. What is your goal? Eventually. I'm not talking about my goal is to get a job. No, I mean, what is your end goal? Is your end goal to become a full stack software developer, meaning that you can code in the front end and the back end and you're killing it? Because if that's the goal, you need to start with either a front end job or a back end job. So start looking in positions where you can be a front end or back end developer at a certain level that matches your experience. Go get you a junior front end developer job. Start applying for those jobs until you get one. Work your way up, become a mid-level developer, and all the while work on your personal projects, adding in back-end development and back-end services, do some database and SQL knowledge. Basically build yourself up, build yourself a portfolio, make yourself the candidate that you want to be when you're applying for the job that you actually want. But you got to start somewhere. So start with where your experience is at, and you should be good from there. If you don't have a goal at all and you have no idea where you want to start, just start applying. It doesn't matter. Apply to everything. Apply to everywhere. And eventually somebody's probably going to pick you up. A lot of people don't apply to jobs every day. You got to start applying every day. And don't just apply to jobs that have been sitting there for 16 days because they don't want you. They don't care. They want early birds. So make sure you filter Indeed or LinkedIn or whatever the heck you're using and make sure you're applying to jobs that were posted today. At the end of the day, jobs really just want people who are qualified. So be qualified, become qualified, get your skills up to the point where you are qualified. Read the job descriptions, look at what they're looking for, go and learn those skills and come back and apply for jobs that have those similar skill sets. So with that said, that's pretty much all I have for y'all. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Give this video a like, subscribe, comment, whatever. Do whatever you want. I don't really care. Peace.